I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Let's press on in the Grade 2 Discovering Music Theory workbook. Moving on to page 12, we look at how we can rewrite rhythms, changing the time signature, changing the bottom number, whilst keeping the musical effect exactly the same. And we have actually looked at this previously, but let's just have a little rethink before we move on to the page, because we can have 3 beats in a bar, but we change the unit value, so we can have 3 quaver beats per bar, 3 crotchet beats per bar, or 3 minim beats per bar. So we would say 3/8, 3/4, or 3/2, because we're counting in eighth notes, quarter notes, or half notes. Remember the little breakdown, how we show a whole divides into 2 halves, which divides into 4 quarters, which divides into eighths, which we could either have separately or beam depending on the time signature. And so that's why quavers is 8, because we've gone into eighth notes. Quarters is crotchets, because we divided into quarters, or minims is half. You can see we've divided into halves. And each of these, however we write the rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, will sound exactly the same. We've just changed the unit value. And I'd say this often because it does help, I think. It's like saying 1/2 or 2 quarters or 0.5 or 3/6. It all means the same. We're just counting it in different ways, and that's what's happening here. We've just changed the unit value. So that's a 1 beat, a 1 beat, a 1 beat. It's just that 1 beat happens to be a unit of a quaver, whereas here a 1 beat happens to be a unit of a crotchet. It just gets a little bit more confusing as we add different note values, because of course music would be very dull and boring if it was only ever in units of 1 beats, wouldn't it? So let's look how this works. And so here we have 4 beats in a bar, but each beat is a crotchet, because bottom number 4 means we're counting in crotchet beats, because we're in those quarter notes. We've divided into quarters, whereas here there are 4 beats in a bar, just the same, but now each beat is a minim, because we've halved, we're in half notes. And so basically everything has doubled in value. And so we can see the minim has doubled to a semi-breve. That's a 2-beat note when we're counting each unit as a crotchet. This is a 2-beat note when we're counting each beat as a minim. There's our unit beat, 1 beat, 1 crotchet beat, 1 minim beat. There's 1 beat, counting in minims. Now here we have 2 half beats. So when we're counting in crotchets, half of a crotchet is a quaver. Here we're counting in minims, where half of a minim is a crotchet. So basically the unit has doubled to show half a beat. Here the unit has doubled to show our unit beat. Here the unit has doubled to show 2 of our unit beats, because everything has doubled in value. So here 4 semiquavers make 1 crotchet beat. Here 4 quavers make 1 minim beat. So we can see these are quarters of a beat when we're counting in our various units. So 4/4 is quavers. Here 4/4 is semi-quavers, because everything has doubled as we change our unit value. There's a half a beat. Everything's doubled. So half of a crotchet is a quaver, half of a minim is a crotchet, and then we have 2 unit beats. So 2 crotchets equals a minim, whereas here 2 minim beats equals a semi-breve. So you can see that everything is doubled, and so I tend to just diagram it out at the beginning, and you can just easily see that everything is doubled. And so I would diagram this out. We can see that there are 2 beats in a bar, but here each beat is a crotchet, here each beat is a minim. And then we can see halving it, 2 beats each case. Here each beat is a minim, here each beat is a crotchet, so you can see everything's halved. And so on. Let's carry on. Just to be exhaustive, just to sort of hammer the point home, we have 3 beats in each case. Here we're counting each beat as a crotchet, here we're counting each beat as a minim, so we can see everything's doubled. Here there are 3 beats, but each beat is a minim. Here there are 3 beats, but each is a crotchet. We can see that we've halved the unit. Everything will be halved. We have 4 beats in each of these cases. Here each beat is a crotchet. Bottom number 4 tells us we're counting in crotchet beats. Here our bottom note is a minim. We're counting in minim beats because, think about it, they are half notes. And so everything has doubled, or take it the other way, for minims, for crotchets, everything's halved. And here again we have 3 beats in a bar each case. Here each beat is a quaver, we're in quaver beats per bar. Here each beat is a crotchet, we're in crotchet beats per bar. We can see that everything has doubled. Let's take it the other way. Here we have 3 crotchet beats per bar. Here we have 3 quaver beats per bar. So we can see that everything is halved. And so I would just diagram out and show the unit value that you're counting in, and then it becomes easy. So let's put that into practice and try and answer exercise 7. So we've got to choose some options here. So let's just think about this. So we're asked to complete the sentences by circling the correct word here. So here, to rewrite a 3/4 rhythm, so here we have 3 crotchet beats per bar, here we have 3 minim beats per bar, so to rewrite a 3/4 rhythm in 3/2 crotchets become minims. So if you think you've got the hang of this, I would just press pause, just give this exercise a go, just try and figure it out for yourself. You'll learn it so much more thoroughly, even if you make some mistakes, rather than just by passively copying it through with me. Much better to do so by learning mistakes. So just work in pencil, and you can always erase it out if you need to. And know that I say that a lot, but it's so very important. It's okay to make mistakes. Make them all now. This is the time to make and learn from them. So I'm hoping you've had a go. Let's work through these together now to check the answers. Here we have 2 beats, and each beat is a minim. Here we have 2 beats, each beat is a crotchet. So minims become crotchets. So here we have 4 minim beats per bar because we're in half notes when it's over 2. And here we have 4 crotchet beats per bar. And so minim beats to crotchet beats, we can see that everything has halved, can't we? And then a quaver beat is used. So quaver, if you remember, we've divided into 8. We've gone from 2 halves, 4/4, 8/8, and so that bottom number is 8. to show we're counting in quaver beats. And so there we see it's quaver beats, that's crotchet beats, that's minim beats, that's quaver beats, and so that's our answer. So let's think about this. This is where it's really helpful to diagram it out. To rewrite a rhythm, 3/8, that's 3 quaver beats, to 3/4, which is 3 crotchet beats, a quaver becomes a crotchet. And then here we have 2 crotchet beats per bar, and here we have 2 minim beats per bar, and so we can see that the crotchet unit beat becomes a minim. And that's that exercise completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.